Okay, little bitches, I teach you how to like the two basic principles of playing poker. If you hand those two principles, you will always make money in the long run. That's how easy it is. That's statistic. That's how easy. You can't deny it. That's why poker is not a game of gambling. That's why poker is a game of skills. Because in the long run, the best player is always gonna win. That's how easy it is. Basic mathematics. So basically now you know that shit. You can wonder yourself. You can ask yourself like, yeah, but what's solid poker? If I want to play poker, what do? I don't have a fucking clue what I do. If you don't have a fucking clue what to do, listen to my tips here. I'm gonna teach you some basic principles of pokers. Assimilate them, think about it, and become a pro and stack some nubs in the games. So basically for the nubs, I'm gonna give tips about full ring. What is full ring? Full ring, no limit hold'em. So basically full ring, no limit hold'em, that's 9 people. Tables with 9 people. That's what I'm gonna give you tips. Tips for tables with 9 people, no limit hold'em, micro stakes, which is the lowest of the lowest, 0.01/0.02. So basically there is one thing that I'm not gonna teach you guys, and that is the poker basics. Whether a straight is bigger than 3 of a kind or a flush is bigger than a straight and all that fucking shit. If you don't know that little crap, you go play some play money, you teach that shit, and then you come listen to those tips. I'm not gonna tell you the basic shit of poker. Then on top of that, what you also need to know is position. So basically you get the dealer, small blind, big blind, and all that shit. I'm not gonna explain you the basic bullshit here because that's not my job. That you can read everywhere. So what I'm gonna talk here now is basics, how to play your cards when you know a little bit, like the complete basics, what you can read up on the internet. I'm gonna put a link here under it in this on this video, maybe on the video just here, like a link where you can read up on those basics. And if you don't have, if you're not aware with that shit, just play some play money, try it out so you have it in your head. Basically, before I'm gonna talk about your hands and all that crap, I'm gonna try to explain you something very easy. I've already explained it last time, but I'm gonna explain it again. Just so you understand how poker works. Let's say you got aces. You got aces, you think you're a smart ass. You go like, ooh, I got fucking aces, I'm gonna stack some dudes. I'm gonna stack some dudes because I have aces. What you do is, you have $5, the blinds are 1, 0.01, 0.02. That means you have 250 big blinds. No, 250 multiplied, no, what am I saying? Yeah, 250 big blinds. 250 multiplied by 0.02, how much is that? It's $5. What do? You think you're a smart ass, you limp. Limp, what is limping? For the nubs that don't know what limping is, it's calling the big blind. For the nubs that don't know what big blind is, shut the fuck up, get the fuck off, learn, read a little bit up. I'm not gonna teach you the basic crap because I have better things to do. You can read it up whatever you want. So limping is calling the big blind. You think like, oh, I got aces, I'm gonna like trap some people, I call with ace, I limp with aces. So you limp, you got 2 callers, on the flop comes 5-7-4. 5-7-4. Say 5-7-4, you go like, oh yeah, you bet, you get re-raised, you just go all in. Let me tell you little scrap nubs. If you would limp with aces and you would go all in on any flop, any 2 cards would beat your aces in the long run. Can you understand that shit or not? I don't know if I can explain you. The chance, for example, that someone hits 2 pairs on the flop is 1 in 24. So basically any 2 cards can make 2 pairs. 1 in 24 chances. Since he only put it 1 250th of his money in the pot, he's always gonna be 10 times ahead than you when you would go all in on any flop. You got that shit? That's some basic stupid shit that scrap nubs don't understand. They limp with aces, they go all in on the flop, and then they start to shit and say PokerStars is rigged because they have no fucking brains or a clue about how poker works. So you have to think about that shit. I mean, think twice. When you have a good hand, a strong hand, you raise. You get that shit? You raise. You don't just limp like a little fag, you fucking raise the shit. If you don't raise the shit, you're just gonna get stacked like a fucking nub. You're gonna just get stacked and lose all your money. So basically it's pretty easy. If you have a good hand, you raise. If you have a bad hand, you fold. If you have a very good hand and someone already raised, you can re-raise. You get that shit? It's pretty basic concepts. Huh? I'm not talking to. Do you guys can you guys follow? Can you guys follow what I'm saying here, or is this already too complicated? Huh? Okay, people are following. People are understanding what I say. Well, the people that say no and can't follow, that's your fucking problem. I mean, I'm talking here 1, 2, 3 ABC poker shit. I mean, so yeah. What you can do in micro stakes, by the way, is also limp with your mediocre hands. Raise with your good hands, re-raise with your very good hands, only if someone previous raised, and limp with your mediocre hands. But never limp with aces. That's just stupid. The reason you're gonna limp your mediocre hands, but that's only on the lowest stakes, is because all the scrub-nups, they love to limp. So yeah, let me tell you guys, let me explain you guys what hand ranges you're going to raise with, what hand range you're going to limp with, and what hand range you're going to fold. Basically, I don't know how many cards combinations there are. About 250 card combinations or something? I don't fucking know. 250? No, 500? I don't know how many card combinations. 250, I think. So basically, depending on the two cards you have pre-flop, I mean also about flop, turn, river and all that crap, I'm not going to explain you guys how that works. That's just basic poker crap. I'm not going to try to explain you that shit. So basically, the range you have, depending, maybe Tanya, you can put some pictures while I'm talking.
Yeah, we'll try to do so.
So yeah, the range you have, depending on your range of cards, certain cards beat other cards. So basically ace-ace is the best hand in poker because ace-ace beat all other hands. King-king is the second best hand. It beats all hands except aces. Then you got like queens, beats all the hands, and it's a coin flip against ace-king. And then you got ace-king, beats all the hands except aces, kings. You understand what I mean? I mean, well, it doesn't beat all hands, but it beats, it's like a coin flip against all pairs, and it beats it's the best two non-pair cards, if you get what I mean, ace-king suited. So, you got some range crap, and I'm not going to go into detail to all that shit. I'm just going to tell you some very easy, simple tricks what to do to become a winning player. If you want to become a winning player in pokers, what's really important is to play tight, like a knit and tight. Well, you can be slightly looser, but it's very important that you play like a knit. Like a knit is pretty easy. What's a fucking knit? A knit only plays the best hands. So basically, if you see a flop, you're only going to go all in if you have almost the nuts, second nuts, third nuts maybe. You get that shit? That's really very important because a lot of people, when they play, you got ace king on the flop comes king queen 5, they would go all in because they go like, oh, I got kings. I mean, when you play some pokers, what's really important if you play pokers is you don't think about what you have, you think what the other guy has. Poker is not about the cards you have in your hands. Poker is about what the other guy has in his hands. You get that shit? Because you might have a fucking set, or you might have a fucking whatever, unless you have the nuts, the guy might have you beat. And on the other hand, you might have the biggest shitty hand in the world. If you can bluff the other guy out of the pot, you take the dough. You got that shit? That's how poker works. You calculate in how the other scrubbing up on the other table, on the other side of the internet, what he has, and based on his actions, you try to counteraction and take the monies. That's how easy it is. That's how poker works. So, alright, what's the nuts? The nuts is the best possible hands. It's like the balls. You got the balls, it's like the expression. You got the balls. So basically, let's say the flop is ace, queen, 5, then the nuts is aces. If the flop is 5, 6, 7, then the nuts is 8, 9. You got that shit? That's how easy it is. So basically it's the nuts. So yeah, what are you gonna play with and what are you not gonna play with? I'm gonna put that in the third clip. Let me quickly stop this here.